Welcome into the broadcast, everybody, here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska, the site of Mat-Su Miners baseball tonight as the Green Machine gets set to take on the Adult All-Stars. Brandon Monty here alongside Nick Veland. Happy as always to be bringing you Mat-Su Miners baseball. Tonight's game will not officially count in the Alaska Baseball League standings, but nonetheless, the Miners taking on these Alaska Baseball League All-Stars as we look at the starting lineup for the Adult All-Stars. Aaron Miller's going to lead things off in center. Dustin Murr is batting second and left. Jake Ridley hitting third at second. David Brackett's fourth, and at short, Vincent Samalita bats fifth at first base. Hugo De La Cruz bats sixth, and he'll be doing the catching. Adam Mosler bats seventh at third base. Brady Lonergan, the eighth hitter, designated hitter, and batting ninth is Russell Hepner. He is in right field. On the mound today for the Mat-Su Miners, a bit of a change. A position player taking the bump for the Miners this evening. It will be infielder Caden Hogan doing the pitching here this evening. We'll see how long he goes. Goes into his windup. First pitch on the way is popped in the air, foul to the left side, drifting in the air, and that one will get out of play into the seats down the third base line. So the count quickly 0-1. First pitch tonight coming in at 6:03, a mostly cloudy evening here at Herman Brothers Field. The temperature at game time, 68 degrees, a much cooler night than the past few evenings as the 0-1 pitch on the way is waved at and missed by Aaron Miller for strike two. And Nick, Caden Hogan's got a little pop behind the plate here. He's got a heck of an arm at short and now showing it off here on the mound for the first time this year.
I was just about to mention that, like, his arm from short to first is insanely fast.
And he gets him on three pitches to start the ball game. So a three-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Aaron Miller here to start the top of the first inning as we look at the defensive alignment behind Hogan. Over at first base, Aaron Walters, Cody Huff at second, Ricky Martinez at short, and Tanner Carlson at third. Robbie Brew is behind the plate doing the catching. Matt Palmer's in left, Eric Webb's in center, and Colin Montez is in right. Digging in is the number two hitter, Dustin Murr, and the first pitch to him waved at and missed. That one was in the catcher's glove by the time he swung there as Caden Hogan's got some serious pop in the mitt right now, Robbie Brew. We don't have the official velocity on his fastball, but he's got a little zip on it here as the 0-1 pitch is poked foul to the right side out of play, and the count is quickly 0-2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Caden Hogan here to start this top of the first inning.
Yeah, and he's really working his fastballs and off-speed pitches really well, really calculating them right, and really hitting his spots behind the plate.
0-2 pitch is grounded back to the mound. Hogan picks it up, flips it over to first base in time for out number 2. So 6 pitches, 2 outs here for Caden Hogan to start the top of the first inning, as that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, second baseman Jake Ridley. Caden Hogan out of Reno, Nevada and Long Beach State University, primarily used as a shortstop for the Mat-Su Miners, a middle infielder with good footwork and throwing over at shortstop, a great defensive infielder as the first pitch misses inside and high for ball 1 and the count 1-0. Miners entered today's ballgame 21-13. That record will not change after tonight as this is merely an exhibition game. Hogan goes into his windup. The 1-0 pitch waved at and missed for strike 1. And these all-star hitters have not been able to catch up to Hogan's fastball here in this top half of the first inning as he's holding his own out there on the mound. 1-1. Fastball just a little bit low below the knees for a ball, 2-1. After today, the Miners will be back in action, beginning their stretch of 10 regular season games to end the year. They play the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks twice tomorrow as the 2-1 pitch is hit in the air, foul to the right side, and this one will get out of play into the seats down the right field line. So the count now 2-2, nobody on, 2 outs. The All-Stars and Miners tied here, 0-0 in the top of the first, still no score. Caden Hogan comes set at the belt. Goes into the windup 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Count is full, 3-2. 2 games against the Chinooks in Chugiak tomorrow for the Miners. Game 1 starting at 2 p.m. with Game 2 shortly to follow afterwards. 3-2 pitch on the way is hit in the air to right field. Running back is Colin Montez. He settles underneath it and makes the catch for the third out of the inning, and the side is retired. Caden Hogan works a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first. The Mat-Su Miners coming to bat as they are tied with the Adult All-Stars 0-0. Bottom of the first coming up. Bottom of the first coming up here at Herman Brothers Field. The Mat-Su Miners taking on the Adult All-Stars. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland as we take a look at the Miners lineup put forth by manager Jeff Erlab, who is the skipper for tonight's contest. Batting first and playing center field is Eric Webb. Hitting second and playing second is Cody Huff. Third is Aaron Walters. He's over at first. Tanner Carlson bats cleanup, and he plays the hot corner third base. Matt Palmer hitting fifth. He's in left field. Colin Montez, the number 6 hitter, in right. Batting seventh, the shortstop Ricky Martinez. Eighth is the catcher Robbie Brew. And Caden Hogan will bat ninth, and he is the pitcher. First time this year that the Miners will have a pitcher in the starting lineup as opposed to a designated hitter. Sun trying to peer its way through the clouds here from the right field fence as Eric Webb steps into the right-handed batter's box after taking a couple of practice hacks. He is ready to go. Starting pitcher for the Adult All-Stars tonight will be Kyle Bavay, a side armor, about 5'10", as he goes into his motion. And the first pitch, a submarine fastball in there at the letters for a called strike one. And we have yet to see this motion this year, Nick. Delivery with Bavay in which he releases the ball very close to the ground.
Yeah, the Oilers pitcher, I can't think of his name.
Steven Orderica.
There it is. Yeah.
Only other one that we've seen to this point.
Has a similar motion, but releases the ball a little bit higher than this current pitcher on the mound. So, should be interesting to see how the Miners will attack him.
Bavay, the definition of a submariner, as the 1-1 pitch misses inside for ball 2, 2-1. Still no score here. Bottom of the first inning from Herman Brothers Field between the Adult All-Stars. Miners getting their first crack at it at the plate here in this ball game, starting with Eric Webb. 2-1 pitch. Upstairs for ball 3, so the count 3-1. Miners entering today's ball game 21-13, 3.5 games out of the first place Anchorage Bucks, who just had their 7-game win streak snapped last night in a blowout 12-2 loss against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, as the 3-1 pitch is lined hard down the left field line but foul, so the count is full, 3-2. And a little bit of an adjustment today for the Miners, Nick, given Bavay not as much velocity as many other pitchers in the Alaska Baseball League.
Yeah, the Miners are just going to have to attack him as usual and, really work the counts. And, it's an exhibition game, so they can go up there with an open mind.
3-2 pitch on the way, misses inside for ball 4. So Eric Webb draws a free pass to start this bottom half of the first inning, and that'll bring up Cody Huff, the second baseman. Huff has been on a tear as of late, has come up to Alaska and showcased multiple skills, especially at the plate. Enters today's game third on the Miners in batting average. Only Kobe Boulware and the guy standing on first, Eric Webb, have a higher percentage at the plate. As now we have a pinch runner right away here. Looks like Sam Thompson is going to take Eric Webb's place here, and I'm sure we'll see more of that throughout the game. A lot of substitutions, guys coming in and out of the ball game. Huff digs in. First pitch to him on the way, misses outside and pops out of the catcher Hugo De La Cruz's mitt. But Sam Thompson unable to advance on that one as the ball didn't quite get as far away as Thompson would have liked. So the count now 1-0. Runner at first in the form of Sam Thompson, who enters as a pinch runner for Eric Webb, who will only see one plate appearance this evening. Bavay now working from the stretch is ready on the right side of the rubber as the 1-0 pitch just misses off the outer part of the plate for ball 2, 2-0 to Cody Huff. Huff getting the nod at second base here again for the second consecutive night, has also played catcher, shortstop, and third base for the Miners. Thompson gets his lead from first base. Bavay deals. It's a breaking ball in there right down the middle for a called strike one. Bavay not much velocity, but appears to have a lot of breaking pitches, including a curveball that you just saw there, slowly breaking in down the middle of the plate. Huff ahead in the count 2-1. Bavay ready and deals. Waved at a missed. Huff was in front of that one for strike 2. And he shares a little laugh about it with the dugout and his fellow Miners teammates down the first base side as the count now 2-2. Huff at the dish. Aaron Walters waiting in the on-deck circle. Bavay ready, and now a snap throw over to first, and it gets away from the first baseman down the right field line. Sam Thompson is headed to second, and he's rounding second, heading for third base. The throw into the infield is cut off at the mound. There will be no play, and Sam Thompson advances to third base on the error. So Bavay's throw went errant there to the left of the first baseman, Vincent Samalita went down the right field line, and that allowed Sam Thompson to advance not one but 2 bases. As he's now 90 feet from scoring the first run of the ball game. Runner at third, nobody out. 2-2 count to Cody Huff. Beauvais ready, the 2-2 pitch is in there at the knees for a called strike 3. Huff is set down. First strikeout of the ball game for Kyle Beauvais, as coming up to bat will be the third hitting first baseman Aaron Walters.
Now batting for the Miners, first baseman Aaron Walters.
Walters stands in. Third on the Miners entering tonight's ball game in RBIs, a Texas A&M Aggie this past year, a native of Kerrville, Texas. Stands in with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to him, misses outside for ball 1-1-0. Sun's still trying to work its way through the clouds here, but can't quite make it, as a mostly cloudy night here at Herman Brothers Field. Temperature a comfortable 67 degrees. Walters digs in again. He's ahead in the count. 1-0 the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 1. Sam Thompson gets a big lead from third base. Aaron Walters digs back in. Counts even 1-1. 1 out the pitch. Waved at and missed for strike 2. And we have our first guest of the evening here with us. Fresh off his leadoff walk in the inning. He's already up here in the booth, quickly making his way up here. Eric Webb joins us. Eric, it's good to have you aboard.
Yeah, it's always good to be up here with you.
So is this your first broadcasting experience? What's your broadcast repertoire like?
Well, I haven't done much broadcasting, mainly interviews, but I'm ready to give it a shot.
You're ready to give it a shot. That's all that matters. It's a day of new things here. We're looking forward to having the players up here in the booth as the day goes along. As Eric Webb now joining me, Brandon Monty here with you on YouTube Live, broadcasting Mat-Su Miners baseball. There's a runner on third base for the Miners in the form of Sam Thompson. Aaron Walters at the plate. 2-2 count, 1 out. Beauvais is ready. Goes into his motion, the 2-2 pitch, runs inside and nearly gets Walters for ball 3. And Eric, well, we have you up here. Might as well ask you a couple questions here. How would you describe your time as a Mat-Su Miner thus far?
It's been a great experience. Never thought I'd be playing ball up in Alaska. The weather is definitely better than I thought it was going to be, even though the locals say it's actually been worse than it's been in the past. So, coming from St. Louis up here, not much I can complain about this far.
3-2 pitch hit in the air out to center field. Underneath it is Miller, makes the catch. The throw to the plate is not in time, as Sam Thompson is able to trot in standing, just beating the throw to the plate, and the Miners are on the board first. It's 1-0. Chalk it up as a sacrifice fly for Aaron Walters. And that's another thing a lot of people have been talking about, Eric, is the fact that it's been one of the hottest summers in recent memory here in Alaska. What's been your favorite part about playing for the Miners thus far?
It's definitely the fans. Back at Central Missouri, we get a good crowd, but nothing like the Miners fans here. Every game they're packing the stands. You got the kids running around having a good time. So, it's all smiles when I look into the fans out from the field. So that's definitely something that makes it easier to play here. And the fan base.
Really is. It's definitely the best in the Alaska Baseball League, I would say. The community really supports this team, as the 1-0 pitch now to Tanner Carlson misses outside for a ball, 2-0. And Eric, obviously, as one of the players of the game, I assume you're always learning new things about the game of baseball. What are some things that you say you've kind of learned, or things that have helped you here that maybe you want to take back to Central Missouri for next year, as Carlson misses, swing and miss on the 2-0, now 2-1?
Yeah, being far away from home, I guess, you never let the game get too big. Everybody's here for the same reasons. We're trying to develop. We're trying to learn new skills, like you said. So I think just every game that you're here, every game that you play ball, you get the chance, enjoy it. It's not every day that you get to meet a new group of guys and learn, relationship building. So that's a big thing I got out from coming up here in Alaska, meeting all these new guys, and just playing ball. Definitely.
As the 2-1 pitch drops in, breaking ball in the outside corner, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base here for the Miners. They're ahead of the Adult All-Stars 1-0. Carlson digs in, a member of Long Beach State this past year, as he waves that in 2-0-2 pitch and misses for strike 3, and the side is retired. Miners take the lead in the bottom of the first, however. It's 1-0 after 1. And before we go to the break, Eric, is there anyone you want to say hi to back at home that may be listening?
Yeah, Uncle Bob, you've been listening to a couple games. I know you shoot me a couple texts every once in a while. So if you're listening, thanks for watching, supporting the Miners, and I love you.
We always love our fans' support here, no question about it. We're through one here at Herman Brothers Field. The Miners lead the Adult All-Stars 1-0 alongside Eric Webb. This is Brandon Monty back with you for the top of the second when we return. Back with you here, top of the second inning. The Mat-Su Miners leading the Adult All-Stars 1-0. Brandon Monty with you alongside Nick Veland as the first pitch to the cleanup hitting shortstop David Breck misses high and outside for a ball 1-0 as Caden Hogan works his way back out onto the mound for his second inning of work here this evening. 1-0 pitch on the way to Breck is fouled straight back over the press box, out of play, and the count is now 1-1. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Hogan into the windup. 1-1 pitch is bounced over to short. Up with it is Ricky Martinez. He throws over to first in time to beat David Breck at the bag for out number one. Chalk it up as 6-3 if you're keeping score at home, as that's the first out of the inning. And Nick, we saw Ricky Martinez taking a lot of extra reps before the game over at short from assistant coach David Dennis, as just trying to get himself back in a little bit of a rhythm here and working his fielding.
Yep, and he was just taking some practice, getting the repetition in. As we're going down a long stretch, it's easy as games get more and more that players can get a little tired and make some errors. So he's just getting down on the basics before the game. And, in a game like this where it's just a little exhibition, you can get in a little work and get a little tired before the game and, really work on your stuff before a game is played.
1-0 pitch to Vincent Samarita is fouled off the right side of the press box, just to the right of us here in the booth. So the count now even 1-1, nobody on, one out, top of the second. Miners lead the Adult All-Stars 1-0. The 1-1 pitch is hit in the air out to shallow right field. This one's going to drift into foul ground. Colin Montez is underneath it, however, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 5 up, 5 down for Caden Hogan here to start this ball game, as coming up to bat will be the sixth hitting catcher Hugo De La Cruz, with third baseman Adam Mosler waiting in the on-deck circle.
And with Caden Hogan, when he was told that he was starting this ball game up, he was pretty excited about it.
He was ecstatic.
Yeah, and he's really, showing us what he can do on the mound today.
Hey, he's holding his own. Who knows?
Yep.
He might work his way into the rotation here late in the season. You never know. We'll see what Tyler LeBrun does. I don't know if Tyler will do that. I guess he still has to prove himself here, as the 0-1 pitch is popped foul behind the plate, and this one will land on top of the press box right above us, as the count now quickly 0-2. And hey, Caden Hogan's working the strike zone pretty well today, and he's got some pretty good velocity. We've always talked about all season how he has a strong arm at short. He's putting it on display here on the mound. Nobody on. 2 down. 0-2 pitch on the way to De La Cruz is hit well into left center field. Running over is the left fielder Sam Thompson. It's going to split the gap for extra bases. De La Cruz rounding first, heading for 2. They throw into second base. There will be no play as De La Cruz trots in with a standing double. The first hit of the ball game for either team comes in the top of the second inning on a double to left center field from Hugo De La Cruz. So the Adult All-Stars keep the inning alive here. Runner at second base, 2 down now for the third baseman, Adam Mosler. Brady Lonergan, the DH, waiting in the on-deck circle. Mosler stands in, a left-handed hitter, as he takes a couple of practice sacks here. Robbie Brew, the catcher for the Miners, calling out a play to the infield. De La Cruz getting his lead from second. Neither Martinez or Huff going to cover, as the Miners will just look to get the final out here and get themselves out of this top of the second. As the first pitch misses high and outside, Brew tries a snap throw down to second base. Took a couple of hops as De La Cruz able to slide back into the bag safely. Count now 1-0 to Adam Mosler. A left-handed hitting third baseman stands into the box with an open stance. As he wags the bat a couple of times, puts it behind the ears, he's ready to go. Hogan gives a couple of looks to second. Now the 1-0 pitch is popped foul to the left side. Drifting over is Tanner Carlson. He'll have a look at it, but this one will head into the seats foul down the third baseline, so the count now even 1-1. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Bar. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. It's located in downtown Palmer, and it's a great place to grab a bite to eat and meet with friends. Mosler stands back in. Counts even 1-1 the pitch. Fastball in there on the outside part of the plate. Mosler shook his head a little bit in disbelief, as if to say that one caught the outside corner. But regardless, it's 1-2.
Yeah, familiar face for the Miners too behind the plate umpire in this ball
Yeah,
game.
we're having a little, we see there's a first base, one of the Miners is a first base umpire here today. And then Dave Combs behind the plate here at home as the 1-2 pitch just misses off the outer part of the plate and a little low for a ball. 2-2 the count, twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second base for the Adult All-Stars in the top half of this second inning. 1-0 the Miners in control. The Adult All-Stars looking to capitalize on their 2-out double as the 2-2 pitch from Hogan misses outside for a ball, and the count's 3-2. There is a right-hander getting loose for the Adult All-Stars down the line in the left field corner. And it's a decent turnout here tonight at Herman Brothers Field for this ball game. Fans still packing the seats a bit as the 2-2 pitch is hit in the air out to left field, but underneath it is Sam Thompson, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Adult All-Stars get a double, but can't do anything with it as they leave him stranded at second. We're through 1.5 here at Herman Brothers Field. The Mat-Su Miners leading the Adult All-Stars 1-0. The Green Machine coming to bat here in the bottom of the second. Matt Palmer is coming up to bat here for the Miners in the bottom half of the second inning. It's the 5-6-7 of Jeff Erlab's lineup tonight, as he reminded us multiple times before the game that he is the head coach for the Miners this evening, as it'll be Matt Palmer, Colin Montez, Ricky Martinez due up for the Green Machine here in the bottom of the second. Kyle Bavay is back out on the mound as the Submariner deals a fastball that misses high and away for a ball, 1-0 to Matt Palmer, who stands back into the right hand of batter's box. No batting gloves and an open stance. Takes a couple of practice hacks as the Palmer, Alaska native is ready. Bavay from the stretch deals 1-0. Breaking ball that Palmer was out in front of for a swinging strike one. And Nick, These Miners hitters have been out in front of Bavay here, but still trying to adjust to his velocity a bit. Bavay, a slow-moving curveball that the Miners have yet to time up.
Yeah, and it's a different adjustment too because, in general these pitchers might be a little slower than what they've been seeing in this regular season. So they're just going to have to adjust to it, especially with the movement of this submarine pitcher on the mound that the Miners have not seen a lot of this season.
1-2 is now the count after Bavay drops another breaking ball in on the lower and inner part of the plate. Bavay leans in to get his sign from catcher Hugo de la Cruz. Now he's got the pitch that he wants. The little right-hander comes set at the belt, deals 1-2. It is in the dirt as a cloud of dust pops up from behind the plate, and the count is now even 2-2. Miners 1 run, no hits, no errors in this one. Still looking for their first base knock of the ball game. The left fielder for the All-Stars, Murr, playing back towards the wall in left field, playing a little deeper than normal as a 2-2 pitch misses outside for a ball, 3-2. Center fielder Aaron Miller playing a shade to his right towards the left center field gap. The entire infield playing to their right as well, with the third baseman Adam Mosler hugging the line down near the third base bag. Matt Palmer stands back in. Count is full, 3-2. The pitch, breaking ball, misses outside for ball 4. Second base runner of the day via a walk as Matt Palmer draws a free pass and trots his way down to first base, and that'll bring up Colin Montez. Montez started the game in right field but is now moved to center. As a couple of adjustments, Eric Webb got a leadoff walk in the bottom half of inning number 1. But Sam Thompson came in to pinch run for him. Thompson now in left field, Montez in center, and Matt Palmer has moved from left field to right. Palmer stands on first, Colin Montez digs in. Out of Marysville, Washington, a Washington State Cougar this past year where he hit .286. Digs into the left-handed batter's box, takes a couple of practice hacks as he stands in with an open stance. Palmer gets his lead from first. Kyle Bavay deals, and the first pitch runs inside and nearly gets Montez on the leg, as the count now 1-0. Other action in the ABL tonight. No game has started yet. Both other games that will count in the standings begin at 7 p.m. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and Peninsula Oilers will square off as the 1-0 pitch to Montez is hit in the air. It's a foul ball behind the plate right up the elevator shaft as the catcher Hugo de la Cruz corrals it right on home plate for out number 1. So Montez pops out. That's the first out of the inning for the Adult All-Stars as Ricky Martinez now stands in. The shortstop from Morgan Hill, California, will take his first cuts at it this evening. Martinez stands in, primarily used as a shortstop for the Miners so far this year, but has also played second and third. The Baylor Bear digs in with an open stance in the right-handed batter's box. Palmer takes his lead from first. Martinez hits a bouncing ball to third. Up with it is Adam Mosler, but he bobbles it as he can't corral it, and that one will go down as an error. Second error of the ball game for the Adult All-Stars, the first being an errant throw to first on a pickoff play that went down the right field line and allowed Sam Thompson to go from first to third. And now, Nick, we're seeing this Adult All-Star infield having a little trouble adjusting to some of the hops here at Herman Brothers Field. We've noticed defensemen have had a bit of a tough time trying to read the grass here at Herman Brothers.
Yeah, and that's a typical thing in the ABL in general. Just, it's a transition with the all-natural grass in the infield and different bounces and hops. As of every field in the ABL is different, every field in Alaska is probably different too. So it's just an adjustment to make, and by the end of the game they should have adjusted to it and be ready to go for possibly next year.
Robbie Brew stands in, the 8th hitting catcher from Contra Costa Community College. Right-handed batter going up against the right-handed Kyle Bavay stands in. Brew is ready as the 1-0 pitch misses, and the count is now 2-0 in favor of Robbie Brew, a California native who Tyler LeBrun has praised for his efforts behind the plate this season, has said that he's one of the best defensive catchers the Miners have.
Yeah, and he's a great catcher. He makes some great defensive stops behind the plate. And, he can gun down second, too. He's got a great arm. And then hitting-wise, at the beginning, everyone can struggle at the beginning. But he's really come around on hitting and really been seeing the ball really good lately.
We'll see what Brew can do here. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Miners ahead 1-0. Brew ahead in the count 3-0. We'll see if he's taking all the way here as a 3-0 pitch, a breaking ball right down the middle for a called strike one, but still a hitter's count in favor of Robbie Brew, 3-1. And the scoreboard now making an adjustment. The count is 2-2 as Brew is ready. The 2-2 pitch is hit in the air out to left center field. Running over is the left fielder. A dive, but he cannot get it. Dustin Murr can corral it, and it could be extra bases for Brew. He stands in at second. Matt Palmer is coming around third. He will score without a play as the Miners now lead it 2-0 on the strength of an RBI double from Robbie Brew. A tough play in the left center field gap for the adult all-star outfielders to make. It looked like Aaron Miller and Dustin Murr weren't communicating too well on that one. Murr made a diving effort at it, but couldn't quite corral it, and that allows Robbie Brew to stand on second. And Colin Montez now at third with Caden Hogan, the pitcher, stepping in. That was the first hit of the ball game for the Miners, but they are up 2-0. As Palmer comes across to score, Caden Hogan steps in. Runners at second and third, one out. First pitch to Hogan. Slow breaking ball misses off the outer half of the plate for a ball, 1-0. Hogan has already pitched 2 scoreless innings for the Miners tonight. We'll see what he can do at the dish. Bavay ready, the 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs, 2-0 now. And defense plaguing the adult all-stars in this one, Nick, giving away a lot of free bases. First on an errant pickoff throw from Kyle Bavay, not helping his cause too much on the mound, and then a bobbled ground ball from third baseman Adam Musler, allowing the Miners to put 2 on the board here, including a Robbie Brew double as Caden Hogan watches another off-speed pitch miss off the outer half of the plate as he's ahead 3-0. Hogan stands in, a native of Reno, Nevada by way of Long Beach State University. Bavay looking to work his way out of trouble and limit the damage to just 1 run as Hogan waves at a 3-0 pitch and misses for strike 1. Bottom of the second inning, Miners 2, adult all-stars nothing. And the Miners threatening for more here with second and third and only 1 out. Infield playing at normal depth, the 3-1 pitch, breaking ball misses outside for ball 4, and Caden Hogan draws a free pass. Third walk of the game for adult all-star starter Kyle Bavay as the bases are now juiced and it's back to the top of the order with Sam Thompson.
Now batting for the Miners, Sam Thompson.
Eric Webb, the original leadoff hitter for tonight's ball game, saw just 1 plate appearance before he walked and later came around to score the first run of the game. The left field and center fielder now for the adult all-stars, both shifting to their rights, playing Thompson as a pull hitter. The bases are loaded, 1 out. First baseman for the adult all-stars, Vincent Samalita, playing in as the first pitch to Thompson is hit in the air out to center field. Underneath it is Aaron Miller. He makes the catch. He comes up firing for home. The throw is way off to the right, and it's going to get to the backstop. Ricky Martinez will score. Robbie Brew advances to third, and Caden Hogan advances to second base, as that one will be a sacrifice fly for Thompson, and the Miners are ahead 3-0. Just 1 hit on the evening for this Mat-Su Miner squad through 2 innings, but it doesn't matter as they lead 3-0. Cody Huff stands back in, who struck out looking his last time around, looking to redeem himself here. He's got 2 RBI chances now, standing at second and third, both in scoring position with 2 down. We'll see if Huff can get some redemption here on Bavay, who got him looking his last time around in the first inning. The Scottsdale, Arizona native stands into the right-handed batter's box with his bat pressed up against the letters of his jersey as the first pitch, a breaking ball on the outer part of the plate for a called strike 1. Huff, a phenomenal high school career at Scottsdale, recent state champion under head coach Jeff Erlab, who is a pitching coach for the Miners, but as he mentioned numerous times before tonight's game, he is the skipper this evening. As the 0-1 pitch is fouled down the third baseline, and there was some music playing there on that, maybe a little distraction there.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
it's
trying to distract
good.
our own hitters over here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a little, a little unfair.
A little,
but, I mean,
if you're familiar with the song House Party, that was playing over. It's a good song.
Great song.
I'm not
not well.
I wouldn't mind playing baseball to it personally, but I mean, hey. I guess you're not supposed to play music during the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, when you're up to bat and like it's not playing, and then all of a sudden it does play, and it
Yeah, it
will
might
throw
be a
you
little
off. But
distracting.
if it's going continuously, I mean, I'm all for it.
All for it as well. As the 0-2 pitch misses in, the dirt gets away from the catcher Hugo De La Cruz, and that's going to allow the Miners catcher Robbie Brew to come across on the wild pitch. So the score now 4-0 Miners. Brew trots in. Miners now ahead 4-0. In the meantime, Caden Hogan advancing 90 feet as well to third base. He's just 90 feet away from being the fourth Miner to come across here in this inning. Cody Huff stands in, still behind in the count now, 1-2, looking for his first base knock of the ball game. Bavay is ready. The right-hander comes set at the belt. Goes into his motion. The pitch is lined back up the middle, and that's going to find some green in front of the center fielder. Aaron behind in the count, saw a pitch he liked and ripped it right back up the middle for a base hit, and in the meantime picks up another RBI. Huff now standing at first base. Aaron Walters the batter. A left-handed hitter, Texas native, digs in with an open stance against the right-hander Kyle Bavay. Huff gets his lead. First pitch to Walters. In there on the outside corner, called strike one. 5 runs on 2 hits so far in the bottom of the second for this Miners team. They've also used 2 errors and 3 walks to advance base runners, as well as the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball, misses at about eye level for ball 1, 1-1. Cody Huff gets about a 2.5 step lead from first. Kyle Bavay gives the nod to his catcher. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. Walters ducks out of the way. It's 2-1. Little bit of a breeze coming in tonight from center field as we take a look at the American flag out in center. Giving us a quick look at the wind there. Only about 8 miles an hour, so not too much, but still playing in here. A disadvantage to the hitters. As the 2-1 pitch is on the way to Walters, it's waved at and missed for strike 2. 2s across the board here, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cody Huff standing on first base for the Miners. Aaron Walters at the dish. As the Miners donning their camouflage uniforms with gold lettering and numbering tonight with white pants. Walters digs in with the green socks up to the knees as the 2-2 pitch is hit in the air. High in the air out to right field. Underneath it is Russell Hepner, and he drops it. Hepner drops the ball. Walters is running and now is in a bit of a rundown, and he's tagged out in front of second base.
And you see Jacob McNary, the first base umpire, not really having a good angle on that play, but able to call him out.
A little
Wasn't too
confusion there.
enthusiastic
A
about it.
routine fly ball to right field. Looked like a routine play for Hepner. He dropped it as it bounced off his chest, but he was able to recover, however, and make the throw to second base to throw out Aaron Walters to retire the side. The Miners put up 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning. We're through 2 here at Herman Brothers Field in what will be a 7-inning game tonight between the Miners and the Adult All-Stars. I'll hand it over to Nick Veland for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings of this one. When we come back, a new pitcher for the Miners, and it's another position player. We'll tell you who it is when we return. 5-0 Miners after 2.
Brady Longerin to step in to get the leadoff at bat here in the top of the third inning. New pitcher for the Miners was a shortstop in the first 2 innings. Is now Ricky Martinez is now towing the mound for the Matsu Miners as the 0-1 pitch is popped up into left field. Sam Thompson is under it and will make the catch for out number 1. So a quick 2 outs there by Martinez to get the leadoff man,
Russell Hefner.
as Russell Hebner will step in for the Adult League All-Stars and get his chance at the plate here. Top of the lineup, Aaron Miller stands in on deck for the All-Stars as the first pitch to Hefner misses for a ball 1. As the 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1 count, evens up at 1-1. 1-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed by Hefner at the plate, and he'll be now behind the count now 1-2 on a really nice night for some baseball. Not too hot, not too cold up here in Alaska as the 1-2 pitch is popped up into center field. Running over is Colin Montez as he was able to track it down and make the catch. As now the outfield for the Miners has changed up a little bit since the original lineup is now in left field is Sam Thompson, center field Colin Montez, and now in right is Matt Palmer. As Martinez now steps on the mound and delivers the first pitch to Aaron Miller. He struck out his first time at the plate. He steps in here now with 2 outs and nobody on. Miners lead this one 5-0 as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 is now the count. 2 outs here at Herman Brothers Field. Reminder that this game is a 7-inning matchup. An exhibition game that will not count towards the standings as the 1-1 pitch is grounded over to Hogan at short. He unable to make the play as that ball will go right out of his glove. He might have been a little, still thinking about pitching on his mind.
Yeah, possibly. He had a good 2 innings of scoreless ball, giving up just 1 hit. Now playing shortstop, has been struggling there a little bit over these past couple of games or so after a very hot start to the season defensively. As we got a birthday shout out in the crowd tonight as the crowd comes to its feet here at Herman Brothers Field.
So Aaron Miller stands in on first. Dustin Muir at the plate. He grounded out in his first plate appearance as the first offering to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with a runner on first. As Caden Hogan went from pitching to shortstop, pretty much switched with Ricky Martinez as Miller is running on that play. The hit and run is successful as that will go right into the hole of where Huff was covering. So the Adult League All-Stars will look to get a 2-out rally going here as they have runners on first and third, 2 outs. And now Jake Ridley is now up at the plate as the All-Stars are looking to get on the board for the first time in this ball game. Very successful hit and run as Miller was running on the pitch. Ball grounded perfectly in that hole between first and second base as the first pitch to Ridley will miss for ball 1. That was the Adult League All-Stars' second hit on the night as the 1-0 pitch will miss inside for ball 2. Miners have 5 runs on 2 hits and 1 error as the All-Stars have no runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors as the All-Stars stand in with the runners on first and third, 2 outs, and Jake Ridley at the plate. In his first plate appearance in the first inning, he flew out to right field. We'll get his second appearance here in the third as Martinez ready on the belt on the mound. The 2-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 1. Miners back in action tomorrow, as we'll be down in Chugiak for a doubleheader starting at 2 p.m. As the 2-1 offering will miss on the outside part of the plate for ball 3. A hitter's count to Ridley at 3-1. David Breck stands in on deck as the 3-1 offering from Martinez swung on and missed, and that will run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third as the 3-2 pitch is grounded over to third baseman Tanner Carlson. The throw over to first in time for out number 3. So the All-Stars doing a little work there as they do get a hit. Will leave runners on first and third. No runs scored and 1 error for the Miners as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Miners lead this one 5-0. And welcome back in here in the bottom half of the third inning as Tanner Carlson will stand in here to lead things off. First pitch to him is a strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom half of the third inning. Miners lead this one 5-0 here at Herman Brothers Field as the 0-1 offering to him will miss inside and the count will even up at 1-1. Carlson on the night, 0 for 1 with the strikeout as the 1-1 pitch is popped up out of play, and the count will move to 1-2. Gorgeous night for some baseball. Cloudy, but the sun is tucked away as it's nice and cool here at the ball field. Slight winds coming in from center field as the 1-2 offering on its way to Carlson will be fouled off, and the count will remain 1-2. Carlson, Palmer, and Montez due up here in the bottom half of the third inning, as the Miners lead this one 5-0. 1-2 pitch from Montez on its way. Popped up. Under it is Vincent Samolita, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder Matt Palmer.
Palmer now up at the plate. He walked and later scored in the second inning, as the Palmer Alaskan native will come in here to pitch. To hit, as the right-hander at a Waldorf University will step in, as the first opportunity is laced down that third base line, but it'll go foul. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Matt Palmer at the plate. 0-1 is your count here at Herman Brothers Field, as the 0-1 pitch on its way will be just a bit outside, and the count will even up at 1-1. One's on the board here in the bottom half of the third inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, as Matt Palmer stands in at the plate. 1-1 offering on its way, misses upstairs for ball 1. Coach David Dennis is coaching third base tonight, and new first base coach for the Miners, Colby Boulware, usually the leadoff hitter for the Miners, now stands in as the first base coach, as the 2-1 pitch will miss for ball 3. 3-1 is your count, as Jacob Mineri will stand right behind first base, as he is tonight's umpire, along with Dave Combs behind the plate, as the 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. There is, as the third base umpire is a representative of the adult all-star team to even things out, as Jacob Mineri is getting a little lesson in how to umpire tonight, as he stands in as the umpire for tonight's ball game. 3-2 is your count to Matt Palmer. He steps in, payoff pitch on the way to him, as that has popped up down the first base line. Running over is Samolinda, as he'll run as far as he can, and the ball will go out of play. The count will remain full. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the third inning. Miners lead 5-0 in this exhibition matchup, as other action in the ABL are just getting started, as the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Anchorage Bucks will be playing tonight, and the Chugach Eagle River Chinooks and the Peninsula Oilers will be playing tonight, as the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Colin Montez now comes up to the plate,
Now batting for the Miners,
as he
center
stands
fielder
in
Colin
0-for-1 on the
Montez.
night with a pop-up to the catcher. The Bucks and the Pilots. Pilots were able to win last night against the Bucks, as the Miners will get that game a half game closer to being first place in the regular season, as they are now 3.5 games back. The Bucks are 25-10 on the season, leading the ABL. Miners are right behind them at 21-13, 3.5 games back. The Pilots right on the Miners' trail with being 18-15 with 6 games back, as the 1-0 pitch is popped up to right field. Little sliding catch for Russell Hefner out there in right, as that'll be your inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Miners as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Miners lead 5-0. David Breck to stand in here in the top of the 4th inning. 4, 5, and 6 hitters are due up for the Adult League All-Stars as the Miners lead them 5-0. Ricky Martinez on the mound for the Miners as he stands in ready to deliver the first pitch of the 4th inning, as that is in there for a called strike 1. Temperature here in Palmer right now is a comfortable 69 degrees and cloudy, as it is supposed to stay that way. Get a little cooler for the rest of the night, but it should stick around the low 70s to high 60s for the rest of the ball game. Sunset tonight at 11:07 here up in Alaska, as that will miss inside to Breck. Offering as that's popped up down the third base line. Under it is Tanner Carlson. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting for the Adult All-Stars, first baseman Vincent Samalita.
As Vincent Samalita will come in to hit for the Adult League All-Stars. Good job on the PA was Brandon Monty, as he had to sub in for the PA announcer here. Did great in his debut as a Miners PA announcer, as the first offering to Samarito will be fouled down the third base line for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, as the 0-1 offering will miss for ball 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 is now the count. 2 straight balls for Martinez on the mound, as the 2-1 offering on its way is popped up. Should stay in the infield. Aaron Walters barely having to move, as he'll get under it and make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the All-Stars, as Hugo De La
Now back for
Cruz
the All-Stars catcher, Hugo De La Cruz.
steps in. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Nobody on. And 2 outs. As the first offering to De La Cruz will miss on the inside part of the plate for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs. As we have a time called, and George Arias of the Mat-Su Miners will come out, as he might be the pitching coach for tonight. I don't know. As he's talking to Ricky Martinez about what to do here in this situation. Behind the count now, 1-0. And, he doesn't have the walk like most pitching coaches. Most pitching coaches take their time walking out to their pitchers. George Arias, though, he's sprinting to the pitching mound, getting what he has to do, and sprinting right back to the dugout as the 1-0 pitch will miss for ball 2. 2-0 is your count to Hugo De La Cruz. As the 2-0 pitch is grounded over to Hogan at short, makes the play, the throw over to first in time for out number 3, and that will be your top of the 4th inning. At 3 up, 3 down for the All-Stars. No hits, no errors, no runs, and no runners left on. As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Miners 5, Adult League All-Star 0. Ricky Martinez pitching tonight in the third and fourth inning as he'll come in to hit now. Air in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Miners lead this one 5-0 as Martinez reached on an error in his first plate appearance. Steps in here, bottom half of the fourth inning, 1-0 count to his name. Reminder that this game will not count towards league standings and it will be a 7-inning exhibition game as that's grounded over to short. Up with it and throws over to first in time for out number 1. That was a good play by David Breck over in short to get the leadoff man out as Robbie Brew
Now batting for the Miners,
will
catcher
come up
Robbie Brew.
here to hit in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Miners lead 5-0. Both teams have 2 hits. The All-Stars have 2 errors and the Miners have 1 error. As Robbie Brew doubled in the second inning, he'll stand here in the fourth as the first offering to him will miss outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. 1 out, no one on. As the 1-0 offering on its way. Checked his swing as Brew. Home plate umpire says otherwise as that will be in there for a call for a strike 1. 1-1 is the count. 1's on the board here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. As the 1-1 offering on its way will miss outside for ball 2. 2-1 is your count, as that's in there for a called strike 2. Count evens up at 2-2. Robbie Brew shaking his head in disbelief by that call, but nonetheless, home plate umpire will have the final decision here, as the 2-2 pitch is on its way, as that will bounce in the dirt for ball 3. Count goes full to Robbie Brew at the plate. Caden Hogan stands in on deck, and then Sam Thompson will be in the hole. Payoff pitch on its way. Fouled straight back, and the count will remain 3-2 to Robbie Brew. Miners lead 5-0 to the Adult League All-Stars. As Brew stands in the right-handed batter's box, ready with the payoff pitch on its way, as that's grounded over to third. Adam Monzor makes the play. The throw to first will get behind Samuelita as Robbie Brew will be in there. Will stand in at second on an error. So mark that down as an E5. That will bring up Caden Hogan with a runner on second.
Now batting for the
Hogan
Miners,
walked in his
Caden
first
Hogan.
appearance, and over these past few games, he's been really seeing the ball at the plate really well, drawing a lot of walks and getting some hits, as the first offering to him will miss low for ball 1. Robbie Brew stands in at second, Hogan at the plate, Thompson on deck. Here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 1-0 pitch on its way, swung on and missed for strike 1, and 1-1 will be your count. Hogan starting the game as the pitcher, recently moved to short, as he stands in here with the 1-1 count. As that's line to left field, going back is Muir as that bounces off the wall, and Hogan will round first, heading for second, and Robbie Brew will touch home as the Miners extend their lead to 6-0. That's a good double there by Hogan to score a run, which will bring up Sam
Now batting
Thompson.
for the Miners, Sam Thompson.
Thompson stands in. He was subbed in for Eric Webb after Webb got a leadoff walk. He then was subbed in to pinch run for him and has been in the game ever since, as the first pitch to him is lined down the first base line out of play, and the count will go to no balls and 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, Miners lead this one 6-0. As Hogan going on the pitch, and the ball will get away from the catcher De La Cruz as the throw down to plate will not be in time, and Hogan's in there as the Miners extend their lead to 7-0. Hogan stealing on the pitch with the pass ball from the catcher, getting away from a little bit farther. Hogan decided to stretch it all the way to home plate, and the Miners will extend their lead now to 7-0 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 1-1 is the count to Thompson at the plate. Miners scoring 2 so far in this inning. They scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and now 2 here in this fourth inning with nobody on and 1 out with Thompson at the plate. 1-1 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 2. 1-2 is the count, 1 out. Thompson at the plate. Cody Huff on deck and Aaron Walters in the hole. As the 1-2 pitch on its way misses low for ball 2. And Brandon, you're now back from being a PA announcer for a little bit for the Miners. How was that experience for a good inning there?
Wow, it was a very thrilling experience for all 3 seconds that I did. It was, I don't know, I like play-by-play more. I think I'm going to stick with that. But I appreciate you asking, though, Nick. It was a very thrilling debut. It was a very big adrenaline rush, I got to say.
Yeah,
All 3 seconds of it. Very incredible.
I could hear you. You're right next door. And, very clear, very thorough. I'm pretty sure everyone out there in the stands could hear you perfectly as
Well, good.
Sam Thompson
Good.
down on strikes for the second out brings up Cody Huff.
That's good to hear. I'm glad I got your approval, and hopefully the fans too.
Back in the day, I was quite the PA announcer for my high school softball team.
Close the yearbook. Come on now.
As the first pitch to Cody Huff, a recent high school graduate, will miss for a ball. 1-0 is the count to Huff at the plate. 1-0 pitch on its way. Off-speed pitch in there for a called strike 1. Miners lead 7-0. Nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom half of the fourth inning. As the 1-1 offering will miss upstairs and inside for ball 2. 2-1 pitch on its way as that misses outside for ball 3. And a hitter's count now to Huff at 3-1. Huff struck out in the first looking, singled in the second, now stands in here at the fourth, seeing what he can do. As the 3-1 pitch on its way will be in there for a called strike 2, and the count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom half of the fourth inning. A decent crowd here at Herman Brothers on tap to watch this ball game. Not record-setting, but a good amount as the 3-2 offering is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Miners get 2 across here in the bottom half of the fourth inning on 1 hit, 1 error, and no runners left on. We head to the top of the 5th. Miners 7, Adult League All-Stars 0. Adam Mueller now into hit for the Adult League All-Stars here in the top of the 5th inning. Pitching change for the Miners. Matt Palmer will toe the rubber here for the first time on the season to see what he can do. With the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Adult League All-Stars as the first pitch will miss for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. So for the Miners, starting the day off was Caden Hogan. He delivered the first 2 innings as the 1-0 pitch is bouncing in the dirt for ball 2, and Palmer's laughing about that pitch as he has now a 2-0 count to Adam Mueller. Caden Hogan on the mound to start this ball game. He then transferred that over to Ricky Martinez for the 3rd and 4th innings. And then now into pitch now is Matt Palmer for the 5th inning. Now is a 3-0 count to Adam Mueller as the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. 3-1 count to Mueller as the Miners lead 7-0 as that is hit to center field. Running in is Colin Montez for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the All-Stars designated hitter Brady Longren.
Brady Longren now into hit. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to left field as he stands in here with 1 out and nobody on. First offering to him will miss outside for ball 1. Matt Palmer, getting his first, pitches in for a Miner here on the season. What are you looking at so far, and what are you seeing out of him on his debut?
Well, he looks like he's pretty comfortable out there. He's having some good laughs with his dugout over on the first base side. Got a good applause coming in from both our bullpen and the crowd as the 2-0 pitch is popped in a foul ground out of play. I don't know, 1 up, 1 down here, so trying to get himself in a little bit of a rhythm. Struggled with his control here to start, having some laughs though. At the end of the day, looks like he's having a good time out there. I think he's a natural.
I think that's what all the Miners are really looking for here, and also the Adult League All-Stars, just having a good time playing some baseball. Just some guys being dudes as the 2-1 pitch will miss for ball 3. One pitch on his way, line to center field. Colin Montez running back and will make the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Matt Palmer on the mound.
Now batting for the All-Stars, right fielder Russell Hefner.
Russell Hefner now in at the plate. 2 outs here, nobody on for the Adult League All-Stars. As that first pitch is a called strike by Dave Combs behind the plate. Being tonight's umpire for tonight's ball game, doing an excellent job so far as the 0-1 pitch is lined right behind us. In the count, we go to no balls and 2 strikes. Russell Hefner in at the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the night with a fly out to center field. As both hitters on the inning so far for the All-Stars were lined out as that's driven down past the diving third baseman Tanner Carlson into the outfield for a 2-out single for the All-Stars. Aaron Miller now to come up at the plate.
Now batting for the All-Stars, center fielder Aaron Miller.
As he's 0 for 2 on the night, he reached on an error in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. He now stands in here with a runner on 1st with 2 outs. Palmer ready on the mound. First offering misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 2 Miller at the plate. As the 1-0 pitch is driven right past the glove of Tanner Carlson at first. And that will be a single for Aaron Miller. So Tanner Carlson's now at first. Cody Huff's at second still. Caden Hogan at short from that other substitution earlier on in this ballgame. Now Ricky Martinez is at third. So some defensive substitutions. As the Miners are rocking their camo uniforms tonight, those numbers are not as clear as I would have hoped, and making it hard to read. As the first pitch to Dustin Muir will miss inside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs with runners on first and second here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 back-to-back singles with 2 outs have the adult All-Stars threatening here to score. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Palmer agrees with the first sign he gets from Robbie Brew behind the plate, as the 1-1 pitch will miss inside for ball 2. 2-1's your count, 2 outs with 2 on. As Palmer gets set and ready on the mound. The 2-1 offering on its way, swung on and missed for strike 2, and there's 2s on the board here on the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As the Miners lead this one 7-0. 2-2 pitch on its way. A little looper down the first base line. Running over is Tanner Carlson. He'll run, and not able to make the catch, as that was right on the fence line, and that'll just slip out of his glove, and the count will remain 2-2. As Carlson and Palmer are smiling about that play. Palmer gets set and ready for the 2-2 offering. The 2-2 pitch on its way. The little looper, Cody Huff under it and makes the catch over at second base, as Dustin Muir is popped out for the 3rd out of the inning. The All-Stars get 2 hits, 2 runners left on, and no runs scored. No errors as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Miners lead 7-0. And here you are in the bottom half of the 5th inning, as some middle inning festivities with the bullpen and most of the Miners team doing the cha-cha slide out in right field. We have a special guest here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Catcher for the Miners, Sam Thompson, joining us here. And thank you for joining us. And just talk to us a little bit about your Alaska experience so far.
Well, how you doing, Nick? It's
I'm
good
doing
to be up here mid-game.
I'm
for a
doing great.
change.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, we're kind of closing in on the end and the playoffs, so we're enjoying this nice break for a day. But it's been a lot of fun so far. A lot of good baseball, and then off the field, you know, going sightseeing and getting to bond with the dudes. It's been a lot of fun.
A lot of games being played. How have you been handling the amount of games that you've been having to play, and just the workload of baseball here up in Alaska?
It's been a lot of baseball, but we get time in the mornings every day to kind of chill out, sleep in, rehydrate, eat a little bit. So it could be worse, because we have an off day mixed in here every week, so it's not too bad.
And then, what are some of the things outside of baseball that you've been able to do so far?
Done a lot of hiking.
Hiking?
So, like seeing Hatcher's Pass and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been cool. Different scenery, go up in the mountains and, check it out. Take a cool Instagram pic, nice Snapchat. So, it's been a cool deal.
All right, as the 2-1 pitch misses to Aaron Walters at the plate. Sam Thompson alongside me for this half inning. As for this ball game, a little laid back, what have you seen so far through 4.5 innings, excuse me.
It's been extremely laid back, especially hitting. There's a lot of chirping going at our own guys from our own dugout, so that's interesting. And honestly, while you're hitting, the pressure's way higher right now because this is a game you don't want to get out in. I actually struck out earlier, so I had to wear that one when I got back in the dugout. That wasn't fun, but it happened.
Now batting for the Miners, third baseman.
As Aaron Walters grounds out to third there for the first out of the inning. Tanner Carlson now in at the plate. And what are you gonna do if the Miners bat around here and you're up here in the booth?
I don't know.
I mean, Tyler LeBron's right behind us, so I mean.
But where are we at right now? We're at Carlson.
We're at Carlson right now, so you have a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in the one spot.
Yeah.
So we should be good.
All right. Just gotta make sure you're good.
Ty, you want to back up? Ty's behind us lurking. It's kind of hard to.
And for you, what are some relationships, coming into this team? All these guys are from different areas. I don't know, Justin Kirby is your teammate from Kent State. He's really the only guy you know. What are some of the relationships you've been able to build here with some new guys?
The craziest one's been with my manager, Tyler Brunn. He's a handful. You come to the park every day, you don't know if you're going to get mad Ty, happy Ty, funny Ty, the Ty that cracks dad jokes and you just want to go home because of it. That's been my favorite one so far. And no, it's been cool though.
2-1 pitch is grounded over to shortstop, unable to make the play is the Adult League All-Stars. So Carlson will stand in at first with no outs, and pitcher Matt Palmer will stand in at the plate. Do you think you'll get an opportunity to pitch here in the rest of this game, or will you be out of that lineup?
Well, Ty promised me an opportunity to pitch, so
really?
I'm pretty sure that I will not pitch, seeing how he made that promise. I would love to, but they don't want anybody in there that throws, over 90, so I can't do it. Hey, we were just talking about you, Ty.
Yeah.
As some warm encouragement from head coach Tyler LeBron during this interview to Sam Thompson. And Sam, this Miners team, second place right now to the Anchorage Bucks. A couple games left in the regular season. How do you and the Miners plan to attack and hopefully get the first place in the regular season? If not the first place in the regular season, try to win this Alaska Baseball League championship.
Well, to my understanding, we only play the Bucks one more time, so when that game comes, we're gonna have to really lock in and make sure we take that. But other than that, it kind of comes down to how everybody else plays them. So we're just gonna focus on us and win every day. Win one game at a time. And then however it pans out, that'll just be how it goes.
0-2 count to Matt Palmer in at the plate. Tanner Carlson over at first. As there's one out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Miners lead this one 7-0. As the 0-2 pitch will miss outside for ball one. 1-2 is the count. Sam Thompson beside me. And Sam, coming up to Alaska, you've been up here for a while. And, what are some of the trends of, being a little homesick? Because I feel that's a constant theme around the clubhouse. So, what are some of the things that you have been able to do just, kind of, get back at home and try to prevent the homesickness a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think everybody's been getting a little bit homesick, especially coming off of a full season in college for most of us, except for, Cody. But, I don't know, just been on the phone a lot with the family, talking to everybody, just staying in touch before after the games. The time difference, so I think it's 4 hours for me, has been kind of weird because after the game ends, I want to text everybody, but I can't. But we kind of combat that by, everybody hanging out every night. I haven't really had a night yet where we haven't had a good time just, hanging out with the guys, so it's been
As
fun.
the 3-2 pitch misses to Matt Palmer. So Palmer will take first. Tanner Carlson over at second. One out here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And Sam, last question for you before you have to go back, because I know you're going to have to – your spot in the lineup kind of getting close.
We're not worried.
Not really, but you're going to have to take left field at the end of this inning, so I kind of want you to get out there to prepare for that. Last question, any shout-outs that you want to, send back home to any listeners that might be on the broadcast?
I think I just want to talk a little bit about Tyler LeBrun and his managing style. To anybody who's not here, not wearing a Miners uniform, every day is a new battle. It's scary. Things being thrown around the locker room, chairs flying, it's scary. So the shout-out I want to give is to everybody, and that's if you make your way into Palmer and you see the Miners, look out for that guy wearing his Oakleys with his 5 o'clock shadow, his greasy hair, and those conniving – what color you got? Those conniving hazel eyes. It's frightening, but
Tyler
I'm
LeBrun
still
is
here.
staring you down right now,
He's not
giving
gonna
you
do
the
anything.
death stare. So good luck with that after your comments there.
Yeah, I'm going to deep left this ending because he's always out there watching.
Yep. All right, well, thank you for joining us
Hey,
here,
man.
and good
course.
luck for the rest of this ballgame and the
Hey.
rest of the season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
As Colin Montez stands in here with an 0-2 count with runners on first and second for the Miners. 0-2 is the count, 1 out. Matt Palmer in at first. Tanner Carlson in at second as the 0-2 pitch is grounded down the third base line. Third baseman will step on first, throw over to first. Not in time, as they'll get 1 out but not 2. So fielder's choice for Colin Montez will bring up Ricky Martinez to the plate.
Now batting for the Miners shortstop, Ricky Martinez.
2 outs, runners on first and second. Miners lead this one 7-0. Palmer stands in at second. Colin Montez stands in at first. Ricky Martinez in at the plate. He pitched to the third and fourth inning as he's standing here. First pitch is in there for a called strike 1. A 7-inning lead for the Miners. Miners got 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the fourth inning, as they now have runners on first and second here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, as the 0-1 pitch will get away and behind the plate as they'll advance the runners 90 feet to second and third. The adult All-Stars have no runs on 4 hits and 4 errors. The Miners have 7 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. As Martinez stands in at the plate, runners on second and third with 2 outs. 1-1 is your count. David Dennis over at third. Kobe Boulware over at first coaching. Head coach for tonight is not Tyler LeBrun. It is Jeff Erlab, as Tyler will hand over his head coaching position for 1 game to Mr. Erlab to see what he can do. 1-2 pitch on its way. Grounded down the third baseline, foul, and the count will remain 1-2. Laid back setting here at Herman Brothers Field for this exhibition game between the Matsu Miners and the Adult League All-Stars. This will not count in a 7-inning game to remind fans back home listening in on this broadcast. 1-2 count to Ricky Martinez in at the plate. 1-2 pitch on its way, misses in the dirt, gets behind the plate. Running in is Matt Palmer. The throw will not be in time, and Matt Palmer will score, and the Miners extend their lead to 8-0. So good heads-up base running there by Palmer to score from third on the pass ball. Miners lead 8-0. As Caden Hogan brings the broom out to sweep off home plate. As a little, as the fun continues here at Herman Brothers Field, I guess the home plate umpire Dave Combs did not bring his sweeper with him, so they are going to have to use the broom off the Matsu Miners dugout. So Caden Hogan in on sweeping duty as the 2-2 pitch is popped up. Running back is the center fielder. He'll make the catch for out number 3, so the Miners will leave a runner stranded at third. They'll score 1 run, and we go to the top of the 6th, leading 8-0. And that top of the 6th, head coach Tyler LeBrun will come in for an interview. And we'll have all that action here at the top of the 6th inning.
Back with you folks at the top of the 6th inning here at Herman Brothers Field. The Matsu Miners leading the adult All-Stars 8-0. Matt Palmer back out on the mound for the Miners. And joining me, Brandon Monty in the studio, is the one and only Miners manager, Tyler LeBrun. And Tyler, Sam Thompson was just in here an inning ago, and he was really ripping into you. Some very calculated insults. The 5 o'clock shadow, greasy haircut, I believe I heard as well. I was going to say, how do you react to something like that?
I don't know. I don't know why he's mad at me. I think he's mad because he's not pitching tonight. But no, I don't know why. I mean, that kind of came out. I think that's been bottled up for a while from Sam. But all I gotta say about Sam is he has the most delicate, amazing eyes I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
And I gotta throw him that compliment. He does. It's very soft
Okay,
feature.
that's good. Good. It's nice to see you being the bigger man after those insults too. You know,
Thank you. I'm taking a new turn
good.
in my life, so
good.
I'm trying to take
That's
the,
good.
the,
I'm
the,
glad
the high right.
I'm glad
high
you've
route.
turned over a new leaf.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
so,
you.
going into my next question, I understand that you are not the manager, however, tonight. Jeff Erlab has assumed that position as there's a base hit out to right field for the adult All-Stars, their 5th hit of the evening. Runner at first with 1 down, and you've been around the ballpark tonight. You actually haven't seen much of this game. What have been some of your responsibilities here in tonight's ball game? You said you've had a lot of them.
Yes. Well, I'm not in the dugout tonight from management for personal past reasons.
Now, before we continue, can you elaborate on those personal reasons? Or no?
I'm just going to go into what I did tonight. So tonight, I went and helped with 50-50 raffle with Denise, which was good. It's nice to get out of the dugout and meet the fans and just thank them for always coming out and supporting us. We have the best fans in the world, and that was kind of cool to get out there. I went in the grill for a little bit, but they kicked me out. Not sure why, but yeah, I got booted from there. I was a ball boy for like 3 pitches. I was down the bullpen as a bullpen coach. And then I did a little dance tonight that was forced upon me. But it's been fun. I have not watched any baseball tonight, which is unfortunate because I haven't watched much the last couple of days.
You had good pop time out of the dugout as a ball boy. I got to give you credit where credit is due.
I was on it.
You really were.
Yeah.
So tonight, a little bit of changes in the lineup as usual. No pitchers that are listed on the roster have pitched. It's been all position players. So we've had Caden Hogan to start, Ricky Martinez, and now Matt Palmer on the mound. We've had 3 different pitchers. I got to get your opinion on it from a coach's perspective here. How have the position players looked on the mound? I'm going to need a little extensive scouting report on all 3 of them here.
That's a Jeff Erlop question. He's the manager tonight. No, we told our guy, this is it's a midweek game for us. It's an exhibition that we couldn't really throw any of our pitchers at, and so we kind of told our position guys, hey, we need you guys to go out and eat up some innings, and they've done a phenomenal job of just throwing strikes and keeping the pace of the game up. I'll tell you what, Hogan, I mean, he throws a little bit
He
of
had
fuzz.
himself an arm. Yeah.
And we knew that short, but he kind of let it eat a couple times. It was impressive to watch. I didn't see Ricky pitch because I was off working my magic as a marketing guru out here, doing 50-50, and then Palmer's done fine. And
And there we go. Just breezes through the inning here, gives up a hit, but another 0 on the
Goose
board.
eggs.
6 straight goose eggs here as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Miners up 8-0 alongside Tyler LeBrun. This is Brandon Monty here high above Herman Brothers Field here in the press box behind home plate. Miners coming to bat. Bottom of the 6th, up 8-0. Welcome back, folks, to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Matsu Miners leading the Adult All-Stars 8-0. A pitching change here for the Adult All-Stars as the Miners heading back to bat. Brandon Monty with you high above Herman Brothers Field, joined by manager Tyler LeBrun. He is not the manager tonight, and look who's coming to the on-deck circle. It is the second best pitcher in the ABL in ERA right now, making his hitter's debut here tonight, Kyler Bush. And, Coach, I know this is something that you have waited a long time for as he slams the bat down, removes the bat donut. He is pumped and ready to go. One of the 3 Miners due up here in this bottom of the 6th inning.
I'm so happy. Like I told Jeff, I'm not doing anything. He's the manager. He runs it tonight. But I said, hey, if we get a chance, let's try to get Kyle back because I still owed him for the home run derby and whatnot. And he's been begging me all year. I'm praying to God right now he doesn't get hit or get hurt.
Now, what is the hitting background on Kyler Bush? You mentioned the home run derby. How did he do in that home run derby? What stood out the most to you about his hitting ability? He's been a heck of a pitcher this year, but getting his first at-bat here in tonight's ball game.
He's got thump. He's got some pop. He's got a little bit of juice in there, but he's a fun kid to be around. I can't rave
He
about
really
him
is.
anymore. It's funny, after I did our last interview and the guys asked me what my favorite players, I forgot about Kai for some reason, but he's one of my favorite human beings I think I've ever been around.
Just hilarious.
A hilarious
really
guy,
is.
just a good guy in general.
Really is. Really is.
And he's a beast. I mean, he's a horse. And he's fun to watch still on the bump, and I'm excited to watch him hit. Is he on deck?
He is on deck as leading off is Robbie Brew to start this bottom of the 6th inning for the Matsu Miners. They currently lead the Adult All-Stars 8-0 here in what will be a 7-inning game tonight. A reminder, fans, the Miners back in action in the regular season tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. That one at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak as the first pitch to Brew misses high and outside for ball 1. And Tyler, you guys are 4-3 against the Chinooks so far this year.
Yep.
They've played you guys very tough this year. I know they're 11-23, making a surge at the playoffs.
Yeah.
What are you looking out for in tomorrow's doubleheader?
They always play us tough. That team can hit. Like I've been saying this for since last year. Their head coach John Groth does a good job with their hitters, and they really attack the fastball and hit mistakes. But they're just a good hitting team, and they've always played us tough. And you know, when you've won it 3 years in a row like we have, you're always gonna get every team's best game. They want to take you down. And so I think that's part of it. And, you know, again, they're always ready to go. What we got?
As Kyler Bush slammed his bat down on the on-deck circle
He's so ready.
and threw his bat donut at first base, and he's gripping the bat by the barrel, taking a couple hacks. And Eric Webb's taking some pictures of him.
Yeah.
If baseball doesn't work out for him, he might look into photography. He's ever since my fellow broadcaster Nick Veland's brought this camera, Eric Webb has consistently been taken out of his hands and taking some high-quality pictures, I might add, as Robbie Brew grounds one in between the hole at first and second. It skips into right field for a base hit, and the time has come. Kyler Busch is coming to the plate.
Let's go, Kai! Sorry, I had to give him a little bit.
No.
Hopefully it heard me.
More than I understand completely.
I feel like a proud dad right now. There's
Yeah,
my son at the plate.
We do as well. This has been developing for way too long. It's finally time. The hype is over, ladies and gentlemen. We can finally watch Kyler Busch at the plate. He gets a roaring ovation here from this Herman Brothers crowd.
I hope he bunts. I hope someone puts a bunt sign on.
Knowing Kai and how sarcastic he is, it would not surprise me if he did,
Nah,
to tell you the truth.
He's up there to swing it.
No, yeah.
Again, I
come
feel like
on.
I'm not a father. This is like the closest I've ever been. I feel like a proud father right now.
First pitch is fouled straight back off the chain link fence, making up the screen as the count now 0-1 to Kyler Busch, who takes a big first hack there, not wasting any time.
Yeah, heck no. He's up there to swing.
Busch standing in. A pitcher for the Adult All-Stars ready, the 0-1. Misses inside for a ball. One good eye there by Kyler Busch.
Great eye. Hitter mentality right now.
Hitter's mentality,
Gotta
no
go,
question.
gotta
A
go.
power hitter.
Ambush a fastball right here.
It's all or nothing right here for Kyler Busch. Robbie Brew on first. The 1-1 pitch misses low and away, 2-1. And you're an opposing pitcher. You might be pitching around him a little bit. There is a big power threat at the plate after all.
He's a big boy. Like I mean, if you didn't know him, you'd be like, oh, this guy can hit.
If he gets a hold of one, watch out.
Oh my God, I hope he hits one out.
2-1 pitch on the way is popped, foul to the right side, and that one's out of play. As he
Showing his frustration.
takes a couple of steps out of the batter's box here. Everyone down the first base dugout is giving him a good laugh. Everyone's off their seats for the Miners, witnessing history here in the form of Kyler
This
Busch.
is such a fun atmosphere tonight. You know, after the last
Very
couple
laid
days-
back.
Yeah, after the last couple days we've had, where it's been a little more high-strung, a little stressed. We've had a lot of games in a row. It's good to see this.
2-2 pitch on the way to Kyler Busch is fouled off the catcher as he stays alive. Just really getting a piece of that off speed. They're good adjustment by Busch just to get a piece of that one.
You know, that's just, again, hitter's mentality.
He's got the good two-strike approach, too.
Fight off the off-speed.
Exactly. 4 hits in this ball game for the Miners. They lead the Adult All-Stars 8-0 in this bottom half of the 6th, and now he throws off. What was he
Elbow
throwing? Yeah, he's throwing off the elbow guard.
Which I don't like because he's a left-handed pitcher and it's vulnerable right now, but
He's
just
not
don't
playing
get hit.
around.
Don't get
2-2 pitch. Upstairs and away, 3-2. He's not looking for a walk, though. Let's be honest. He might swing it.
I can't tell if he's eyeballing the pitcher. Like if he's staring
I think
back at
he
the
is.
pitcher, I think
He's
he
got a
is.
menacing stare. He really. He's got that pitcher stare. The
Totally.
intimidation factor. He really does.
Absolutely.
3-2 pitch on the way is lined back up
Get down,
the middle.
down.
This one is going to
Oh.
be caught by the center fielder.
Double
Looked
up,
like
too.
a good hit first, and now he sprints back to the dugout at first
I
base.
guarantee you he just threw his helmet.
I think he
guarantee
does
it.
too. I think we heard a loud thud over on the first base dugout as everyone in the Miners dugout seems to be smiling from ear to ear.
I gotta tell you, man, this is cool. This is what baseball's all about. This is what summer ball's all about. This is what Denise and Pete want up here. And I think sometimes we get lost in competing and in the day to day trying to win a championship. And this is good to have kind of a day where we just regress and just sit back and kind of just watch baseball being played and have fun. It's good to see. It's a tough day for us because our hitters aren't seeing normal pitching that they normally would see, but that's why you have to go into it with just a light heart and a laid-back mentality. And again, I think everyone's had a good time so far tonight, and we needed this. It's been a long week, and we're not done. We still got 4 days in a row of games, and so it's a grind right now. It's dog days of July right now.
As your one of your favorite players, Sam Thompson, pokes a single out to right field. Second hit of the inning for the Miners. Robbie Brew was doubled up on that line drive too from Kyler Busch as he's now standing out of the dugout. He appears to be okay. He sprinted off the field there, but I think he's back in the flow of things now. He appears to be all right after that last.
He's got to be happy with the at bat. I mean, he battled. He had a quality at bat, and you love to see that. And we'll put him in our back pocket if we need a guy.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
You never know coming down the stretch here as Cody Huff stands in. And Tyler, what can you tell me about Cody Huff? Really a young gun this year, coming up from high school competition, a big adjustment as we've seen, but he seems to be adjusting well, especially at the plate, hitting just under 300. And wherever he's been inserted, he's done whatever he's asked. Catcher, second, third, short, it really doesn't matter. He has risen to the occasion on numerous occasions.
He's a special kid, man. I mean, you don't see a lot of these guys be able to do this stuff. And
And now Sam Thompson's in a pickle between first and second base. We'll see if he can get himself out of this one. As the first baseman now charging at Sam Thompson, he tries to psych him out. Now the third throw, the shortstop, now back over to the catcher who's in this pickle.
He's
now
tired.
over to the pitcher,
He's gassed.
and now over to the third baseman, and he is finally tagged out after a 5-throw pickle.
wow. No, Cody's awesome, man. I love Cody Huff, and he's made drastic changes up here. Such a young guy, and it's tough to come up here as a high school guy and try to compete. And
He's going through that adversity for the
he's
first time,
never
too.
dealt with it, you know, and it's amazing to see. So I love the kid. I'm so happy we have him up here.
No question. As that concludes the 6th inning from Herman Brothers Field, our score, the Matsu Miners 8, the adult All-Stars nothing. Last chance for the All-Stars here, top of the 7th inning, and another position player coming to the mound for the Miners here. It's number 29, Colin Montez, who started the game as a hitter, but will play a little closer role. Not a save situation. What do you expect from Colin Montez here with an 8-run deficit? You think that's enough for him? You think he'll be
think
okay?
so.
What's the outlook? He threw a little fuzz there, as you mentioned. And I
saw the
like that
first
term.
pitch. It's fuzz.
I
yeah.
like that term. It's
You
a good term for velocity. I think I'm going to start using it more on the broadcast.
You got to come down to the dugout sometime and hear some of the stuff these guys say.
Now, we were there in Kenai, and we
Yeah.
got to hear some of the chirp. I like the term chirping now,
Yes.
too. I had never heard that prior to this summer.
Yeah.
But I've picked up on a lot of things here. That's for sure. Learning a lot from this ball club.
What do we call a plus slider? Do you know what we call a plus slider?
A plus slider.
Yeah, Randy and I say it all the time.
Frisbee?
A frisbee.
There we go. I heard it last night. I
Yeah,
heard it.
frisbee.
Heard some of the chirping last night a little bit, and a frisbee too. We saw it in Grant Sloan was throwing those frisbees last night. And
Yes.
Randy's got one on his own too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's these guys. They crack me up more and more every day. They're just fun to be around.
It's a group of characters, no question about it.
Yes.
You'll have to quiz me on some more lingo sometime. I'll try to master it. I've had a little under 2 months now to master everything. So
Combio. Do you know what a combio is?
that I do not. That's my first one wrong.
Change up.
That's a change.
That's a
Okay.
change
See,
up.
I'm learning every day. You learn something new every day, and I've got
Combio
new
means
stuff
change in Spanish. So
All
we
right.
call it the combio.
There we go. Well, we'll come back here. Short break as Colin Montez throws some warm-up pitches. The 4th position player to toe the slab for the Miners tonight, and so far so good as they put up 6 goose eggs. It is 8-0 Miners going into the top of the 7th. Colin Montez into pitch for the Miners here as the 1-0 pitch is fouled off by Adam Dexner to the left side out of play, and the count is now 1-1. The Miners leading the adult All-Stars 8-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. We just had Tyler LeBrun up for a good conversation as Kyler Bush came in as a two-way player now, as he says, and line out to center field, Nick, but he did hold his own. Had a nice at-bat, saw some good pitches, laid off some close ones, showed pretty good discipline at the plate for a pitcher.
Yeah, and I was down there in the dugout while you were interviewing Tyler, and going up to deck, his nerves started to kick in. He said to the dugout, he was like, "Yeah, I'm a little nervous right now in this situation." And then once he was at the plate, he was calm and collected, seeing pitches in the zone that he was wanting to hit. And then he was able to lay off some pitches that were outside the zone. So all in all, a great at-bat for Kyler Bush. He was able to make some solid contact with it. Got a big cheer from the dugout once he made the contact, but did fly out to center field. And when it was all said and done, he went out into the dugout, slammed his helmet in the dugout.
Oh, we heard that up here.
In disbelief of that he was not able to get a hit. So the frustrations for him a little high after not delivering on his promise of a home run. But all in all, a good at-bat for him.
No, that's okay. He held his own out there for a little bit, and he was out. It was a loud out. That's all that really matters. It was not a strikeout. He got a nice little line out to center field. Unfortunately, couldn't find some green, but that's okay, Kyler. He's had a heck of a year pitching as well, as we'll see him here in the very near future. Meanwhile, his teammate from Washington State, Colin Montez, is on the hill, the fourth position player to toe the slab for the Miners here this evening. There's a runner at first base, no out. 0-2 pitch on the way is a soft grounder on the infield towards second base. Cody Huff bare hands throws over to first in time for the out. Good play by Cody Huff there to retire the runner. Meanwhile, the runner from first base moves to second. Second base, one out now, as the Miners look to shut out the Adult All-Stars 8-0. As chants are erupting now on this Miners right field side. I couldn't quite decipher what it was they were saying, but nonetheless, they are having fun here tonight as the first pitch to Hazlitt is in there for a called strike one on the outside corner, so 0-1 the count.
Yeah, it's just a friendly exhibition game. They're mainly just yelling back and forth at each other. They're, giving each other some, insults here and there, just, having some fun.
They really are. That's all tonight is about. We were just talking about that with Tyler LeBrun up here in the booth, about how it's a fun atmosphere here this evening. Kind of a relaxing night just to get away from the competitive games for just one evening, as the 0-2 pitch from Montez misses outside for a ball, so the count now 1-2. The Miners will be back in action tomorrow. Doubleheader against the Chinooks starting at 2 p.m. That is in Chugiak, as the 1-2 pitch misses above the letters for ball 2, so 2-2 is the count. After that, the Miners will play 2 home games on Monday and Tuesday against their 2 fellow Anchorage squads, as the 2-2 pitch is fouled to the right side. That one once again going out of play, and the count remains 2-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You are always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more details. Runner goes from second. The 2-2 pitch is sliced foul to the right side over towards the Miners clubhouse past first base. Other action going on in the ABL tonight. In the top of the 5th inning, the Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks are tied at 1. Those two teams currently battling for the 4th and final playoff spot in the Alaska Baseball League. And then the Anchorage Glacier Pilots once again getting the best of the Anchorage Bucks, at least through 3 innings. First, as a 3-2 pitch is popped into shallow right field, and Tanner Carlson makes the over-the-shoulder catch down the right field line for a spectacular out number 2. Good read there by the first baseman, Tanner Carlson. Not an easy play at all, as that ball was hitting no man's land in the shallow right field grass. A good read by the corner infielder, as there's 2 down now with a runner at second for the Adult All-Stars. The Pilots currently beating the Bucks 4-1 out in Anchorage in the Battle of Anchorage. Colin Montez comes ready at the belt, looking to work a scoreless 7th inning, as the first pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. The Pilots entered today's game just 2.5 games out of the Miners for second place in the Alaska Baseball League, as the 0-1 pitch on the way misses in the dirt and gets away from the catcher Robbie Brew to the backstop. So 1-1 count, runner at third base now. First time today that the Adult All-Stars have put a runner at third, as they're trying to avoid putting up 7 straight goose eggs here in this ball game. It's an 8-0 game in favor of the Green Machine. The Miners trying to throw a shutout here with their position players, as the 1-1 pitch waved at a miss for strike 2. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots and Mat-Su Miners will meet 5 more times throughout the rest of the regular season, as those two teams battling for home field advantage in the playoffs, as the 1-2 pitch bounced over to second, co-tire. We go to the bottom of the 7th, as we will play a full 7-inning game here at Herman Brothers Field, and Kyler Busch sprinting in from the outfield. He was playing in the position. He's showing a lot of hustle, Nick. He seems to be very excited about his switch from pitcher to position player.
Yeah, he's very excited about that change, and, he's just, having a good time this night, and that's really what all the players are doing. And, his happiness is growing on everyone else in the dugout, having a good time. So good to see that from him as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th coming up. Miners lead 8-0.
Cody Huff.
It's the bottom of the 7th inning here at Herman Brothers Field. The Matsu Miners leading the Adult All-Stars 8-0, and they will finish the game with at least an 8-0 deficit, if not more, depending on how they hit here in this bottom of the 7th, as this is the final half inning of what will be a 7-inning exhibition game. Cody Huff will dig in. He was batting in the bottom of the 6th before Sam Thompson was caught in a pickle that ensued for a good while, as the first pitch to Huff misses upstairs and inside for a ball 1-0. And Nick, Sam Thompson held his own in that pickle there. I saw a reminiscence of Benny the Jet Rodriguez during the Sandlot on that play, getting himself in a pick. He wasn't able to work his way out of it, unfortunately, but he put up a very good fight. Forced 5 throws as Huff now ahead in the count 2-0.
Yeah, it was a good back and forth pickle there, and he was able to work it way. He tried to work it one way, and then at one point it ended up not going the way he wanted, obviously. But at the end of the day, he was tagged out. But he really put up a fight, and that's the fight you love to see out of players. Sometimes when they caught in a pickle like that, players back down, especially in a game where it's 7-0. But not Sam Thompson, where he was battling it out, and really showed how great of a player he is and how much hustle he has.
8-0 the score, bottom of the 7th. Nobody on, nobody out. 3-1 count to Cody Huff as the pitch to him is upstairs for ball 4. And Cody Huff draws a free pass to start the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now pitching birthday boy Casey Paulus.
And Casey Paulus' birthday today for the Adult All-Stars is now pitching for them as he walks the first batter he sees. Cody Huff now standing on first. Nobody down for Aaron Walters. Walters stands in, a left-handed hitter with an open stance as the first pitch to him misses upstairs for ball 1, 1-0. As we see by the American flag past center field, a bit of a breeze blowing in from center as the 1-0 pitch, an off-speeder waved at and missed by Walters, and the count now 1-1. Beautiful night for baseball, however. The sun trying to peer its way through right field, but mostly blocked by the clouds here tonight. Good cloud coverage across the sky as the 1-1 pitch again missed by Walters for strike 2. Clouds blocking the view of the Pioneers Peak Mountain out in left field. But still a beautiful night for baseball nonetheless. A temperature in the comfortable mid-60s as Walters pops one up towards second base. Underneath it is the second baseman. He makes the catch for out number 1. Walters set down, first out of the bottom of the 7th for the Miners. Digging in now is Tanner Carlson.
Third baseman Tanner Carlson.
And it appears there will be a pitching change. Pitching change for the Adult All-Stars. They're bringing in another right-handed reliever. And we'll find out who it is here very shortly. 1 on, 1 out. With the score, the Miners 8, the Adult All-Stars nothing. The new pitcher for the Adult All-Stars in the bottom of the 7th inning is former catcher Hugo De La Cruz. He started the game hitting 6th and catching, but will come in as a reliever here. The right-hander in the bottom of the 7th, trying to get the final 2 outs for these Adult All-Stars as they trail the Miners 8-0. First pitch to Tanner Carlson, a fastball waved out and missed for a swinging strike 1. Miners ahead 8-0. They'll get the victory here tonight, but it will not count towards the official Alaska Baseball League standings, as this is merely an exhibition game, as the 0-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner at first base in Cody Huff, who walked to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Hugo De La Cruz leans in and gets his sign from the catcher. Tanner Carlson stands in with an open stance in the right hand of batter's box and pops a pitch up in foul ground. First base side, running over is the first baseman, and he tries to make a basket catch, but the ball pops in and out of his mitt. So that one will go down as a harmless foul ball, as the first baseman unable to corral that one in foul territory, and the count now moves to 1-2. Tanner Carlson will get new life here with 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Breaking ball misses way outside and high. 2-2. Most of the crowd still in attendance here at Herman Brothers Field, as they've had plenty of fun here tonight. The bullpen did the cha-cha slide after the bottom of the 5th inning. I think they still need to get in sync a little more. Practice makes perfect, as the 2-2 pitch is lined back up the middle just past the pitcher, Hugo De La Cruz, for a base hit.
Yeah, no, they're just having some fun. Definitely need to probably practice a little more. Maybe after practice, whenever they have one, either on Thursday.
I suppose that if they're practicing their pitching more, that's probably more important. I think that's what they're up here to do. But at the end of the day, you got to have a little bit of fun, right? You can't always be all work, no fun, right?
Yeah, the fans, when they go home, they're not going to remember you pitching a 3-up, 3-down inning. They're going to remember the halftime show in between innings.
Halftime show. What sport are you watching, Nick, as the first pitch to Matt Palmer misses low and away for ball 1?
I'm just kidding. You know, results are really what are finalized here. So pitching comes first. Dancing comes second. But it is really good to see the fans' reactions to when a bullpen comes out and dances on, even if they're not in sync completely.
It's still a fun time nonetheless, as Palmer fouls off the 1-0 pitch to the right side, 1-1. Palmer, one of the 4 position players for the Miners tonight that saw some time on the mound and was very effective. They all were, as they did not give up a single run to these Adult All-Stars. Miners have a chance to cushion their lead here for the stat sheet, as the 1-1 pitch to Palmer is popped into shallow center field. Running in is the center fielder, and it's going to drop in front of him, but the throw now to second base is not in time. So a play in no man's land there. Tanner Carlson at first base, unsure if he should go or not. With the center fielder charging in on a blooper, the ball dropped in front of him for a base hit, and Carlson still able to make it to second base on the single, so the bases are now loaded with 1 out. Colin Montez will stand in. 1 for 3 on the evening. De La Cruz ready from the belt. The first pitch to Montez on the way is popped foul, and this one will drift back over the press box and out of play, 0-1. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla, you're always covered. If a foul ball does damage to your car, visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Colin Montez stands in with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box as the 0-1 pitch misses inside for a ball, so 1-1 now the count. Montez, a native of Marysville, Washington, stands back in. He's got the bases loaded. The corners playing in for the Adult All-Stars as they'll try to get a force at home. 1-1 pitch. Misses upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Miners up 8-0 here, bottom of the 7th inning. Hugo De La Cruz looking to put up a 0 here to end the night for the Adult All-Stars as the 2-1 pitch to Montez misses inside and low for ball 3, so a hitter's count now for the left-handed hitting outfielder who is ahead 3-1, bases loaded, 1 out. Miners up 8-0. They have 2 hits so far in this inning. and 1 walk to load the bases. As they try to pad onto their lead here in the bottom of the 7th, the 3-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 4. Cody Huff will trot in to score. Each runner will move up 90 feet, station to station, base running on the walk, as the Miners now lead it 9-0.
Now batting for the Miners shortstop, Ricky Martinez.
Ricky Martinez will dig in. It'll be a righty-on-righty matchup here, with the Miners' middle infielder coming to the dish. Hugo De La Cruz walking in a run. He's allowed 2 walks and 2 hits, along with 1 run so far here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, off speed, misses outside. De La Cruz gave a little head shake to the plate. Didn't like the call, but regardless, it's 1-0. Martinez, a native of Morgan Hill, California, stands back into the batter's box with an open stance and his bat on the shoulder. 1-0 pitch. In there, fastball at the knees, called strike 1. 1-1 is the count. Martinez at bat. 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners in this one. No runs, 5 hits, 4 errors for the Adult All-Stars. Robbie Brew waiting on deck. Martinez at the dish as he cranks this ball to left field. This one has got a chance, and it is foul. Foul ball down the left field line. Martinez just a little bit out in front of that one, and he knew it as he's down in the count now, 1-2. Not that the Miners need any extra runs either. It's a 7-inning ball game. The game will conclude after this half inning. Miners up 9-0. Martinez stands in, wiggling the bat a bit with his customized green and gold Baylor batting gloves as he watches a 1-2 pitch miss low and away for ball 2. So the count's even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases still loaded with 1 out for the Miners in this bottom half of inning number 7, the last half inning of this exhibition showdown. Hugo De La Cruz is ready. The 2-2 pitch is poked towards first base, and this one's going to get over the first baseman's head and drop in shallow right field for a base hit. 1 run will come in, station to station base running, as the Miners are now in double digits. They lead it 10-0. Robbie Brew will stand in, looking to add to the rally here for the Miners. They've already put up 2 here in the bottom of the 7th on the strength of 2 walks and 3 base hits. Brew stands in, a California native by way of Contra Costa Community College. The right-handed batter is set with his bat just above his right shoulder as he waves and misses at a first pitch off speeder on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Martinez at first, Montez at second, Matt Palmer at third. Robbie Brew at the dish, Kyler Busch waiting in the on-deck circle as the 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1, 1-1. And just watching him warm up and get locked in for an at-bat has just got to make you smile. I don't know how it can't, Nick. Kyler Busch is just locked in as he gets his shoulders ready and tries to perfect his swing for what could be his second at-bat.
Yeah, let's hope that they can't turn double play here so we can see him get another shot at, you know, what he said, that he could be able to hit a home run in a game. So we'll see.
Put on quite a show at the pitcher's BP. Unfortunately, I was not there for that, but I heard Kyler Busch put 3 over the left field fence. Nick, is that true?
Yeah, I was there for that, and he loved that left field, you know, hugged that foul pole and was able to hit 3 over, and, you know, he put a lot of power into those balls to crank him out of here.
Kyler Busch, a big kid, 6'5", 230 pounds, plenty of muscle. If he gets a hold of one, it's going a long way. 2-2 count now to Robbie Brew, who is at the dish. 2-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and Brew is set down. He couldn't believe that call, but he's set down looking nonetheless for the second out, and that brings up Kyler Busch. Dream situation right here, right? Bases loaded, 2 outs in the last half inning of the ball game. Not exactly as close as you would think for a walk-off. It is 10-0 in favor of the Miners, but Kyler Busch is going to get another rip at it nonetheless. His second at-bat, he lined out to center field his last time aboard.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here, you know. Let's see if he can put some power behind that ball and crank it in the left.
Bush is ready. First pitch to him is in there on the outside corner for a called strike one, and he throws some jabs to the home plate umpire, and the Miners dugout erupts and screams as they can't believe he took that one. I'm surprised that Bush was not first pitch swinging on that one as he digs back in down 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 offering to him. That one is low and away for ball one. And I got to say, Kyler Bush is a funny guy, but he's got a pretty menacing look, too. When he stares you down, he definitely means it. He's got a intimidating mean face, that's for sure.
Scary. Yeah.
As the count's now 1-1. The pitch to him in the dirt as a cloud of dust comes through along with some chalk. And now even the pitcher, Hugo De La Cruz, is smiling towards his catcher and Kyler Bush. They're all just having some fun here. Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup at the plate. As the count is now 2-1. Come on, Kai. Chance erupting from the Miners dugout. 2-1 pitch on the way to him. Is in there outside corner and low for a called strike two. Bush again throwing some verbal jabs at the home plate umpire, Mike Combs.
I don't know if
Dave
Mike
Combs,
signed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if Dave Combs signed up for all this.
Yeah, he's
back
taking a
talk.
lot of heat. This is
God.
the most heat he's taken all night, no
Big
question.
pitch.
2-2 pitch on the way, low and outside. He was making sure that the home plate umpire didn't ring him up on that one. Gave him the, oh, okay, no, you're not doing that one.
Yep.
The 3-2 count.
Oh,
This is
man.
it. This is the pitch right here. This is the biggie. Full count. 2 outs. Kyler Bush digs in. We'll see what he's made of here. 3-2 offering. Misses low and away for ball 4. And no, Kyler Bush says one more. Come on. I don't think he wants to take his walk. He wants to swing away. He did not go up there to take a walk, but unfortunately for Kyler Bush, he'll have to take when he gets his RBI. And now he sprints down the first base line. Good home to first time right there as he takes his helmet off and gives the curtain call. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyler Bush is pure comedy, ladies and gentlemen. In case you can hear by our laughs here in the booth, this man is just pure comedy at its finest. As perhaps the most dramatic walk I have ever seen in the history of baseball, gets himself his first RBI as a Miner. Congratulations, Kyler, as the first pitch to Sam Thompson catches the outer part of the plate for a called strike one.
I think that might be the first player I've ever seen try to not be walked on a full count pitch.
That just
with
shows
bases
you
loaded.
That just shows you his hitter's mentality, though.
I
The
mean-
kid is up at the plate for one reason: to hit the baseball. And I guess even when he walks, he's disappointed. I know he wanted that as the 0-1 pitch is hit in the air to center field. Retreating as the center fielder, he makes the catch for out number 3. So that should do it for this 7-inning exhibition game between the Mat-Su Miners and the Adult All-Stars. The Miners coming away victorious 11-0 here this evening. Again, this game will not count in the official ABL standings for the Miners, but they are victorious nonetheless, defeating the Adult All-Stars 11-0. And Kyler Bush is tonight's MVP. It's 0 for 1 with his first. Hey, he's his first RBI ever, and he was. But it's the hustle, though. You saw that sprint down the first base line. You can't teach that.
No, you cannot.
You can't teach that.
And he was playing left field pretty well too.
And I think just for putting on a show for these fans, a curtain call after a walk too, taking his helmet off. I don't think I've ever seen that.
He really had to sprint that one down to first too, just to beat the throw, and he made it there in time on the walk. That was a close call, but he made it.
11-0 our final score here in a 7-inning exhibition game between the Miners and the Adult All-Stars. We'll be back in action for 2 regular season games tomorrow in Chugiak starting at 2 p.m. The Mat-Su Miners will travel to Chugiak to Lee Jordan Field to face off against the Chinooks. We'll have a pregame show for you 30 minutes prior to first pitch. Again, a doubleheader tomorrow, Miners and Chinooks. We thank you for tuning in tonight. We hope you tune in once again tomorrow alongside Nick Veland. This has been Brandon Monty saying so long, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Mat-Su Miners broadcast here on YouTube Live, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.